Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make easy oven-baked ribs. This recipe will work for spare ribs, baby back ribs, or St. Louis style ribs. Any of them will work, and it's a foolproof method to get fall off the bone tender ribs every time. Start by preheating your oven to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you'll need either a baking sheet, a roasting pan, or a 9x13. Whatever you have will work. Whichever you choose, line the bottom with a sheet of aluminum foil. Next, it's time to prepare your rack of ribs. Today, I'm using spare ribs for this demonstration, but once again, you can also use baby back ribs or St. Louis style ribs. The same things apply to whichever you use. Flip your ribs over to the back side and we're going to remove the membrane. The membrane is a thin layer of tissue, and while edible, it ends up being tough and chewy. So if you look at the edge, you can start to see where it can be pulled back. Get a little piece of it started and then it's slippery, so I just use a paper towel to get a better grip on it and start to pull, and if you're lucky, it will come off in one piece. Once the membrane's off, we can flip it back over and get things ready to season. You can season your ribs with any dry rub that you like. They have a lot of great premixes. I prefer to make up my own. It's super quick and easy. I always start mine with 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. It adds that smoky element so you think that it came from the grill. Then I use 1 teaspoon each of salt and black pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of ground mustard. And can give this a quick stir to combine. Then we can sprinkle this right over our ribs. And then give it a little rub and spread it out so all of the meat is evenly coated. And then even though there's not a ton of meat on the bottom, I still season the bottom as well. Then we'll transfer this over to our foil-lined pan. Of course, you can do more than one rack. If it doesn't fit onto whatever pan you're using, you can also just slice it in half. I prefer to have my ribs in one single layer. If you need to overlap them just a little bit, it'll work, but you may have some issues at the end when we add on our barbecue sauce. Next, we're gonna cover the pan of ribs with aluminum foil. Then we'll slide them into the preheated 275 degree oven and let them bake for 3.5 to 4 hours. Sometimes people are super intimidated by the thought of making ribs at home, but as you can see, it's actually super easy. On my website, you can also find another video and recipe for how to make ribs in the crock pot. Also super simple. After 3.5 to 4 hours, your rib should be nice and tender. Brush on a nice even layer of the sauce so you get those sticky, finger-licking good ribs. Then this last step is what's going to bring your ribs to perfection. You'll slide your baking sheet back into the oven, but this time underneath the broil setting. This top-down heat from the broil setting acts kind of like an upside-down oven, and it's gonna caramelize your sauce and make it absolutely perfect. Watch it really closely. It should only take 3 to 5 minutes, and you want to pull the ribs out when the sauce starts to bubble and caramelize and brown. Grab some napkins because you, my friends, are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.